Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Stream Road. We're going to push through and pick up exactly where we left off last time with our valiant, courageous, righteous paladin having been spit out by a tree. I'm going to shut up now and pass over to our players.
You all right, is he?
Oh, better? You guys didn't hear any of that.
Oh,
It was
just about everything,
singing.
darling.
Oh. Okay.
He's all right.
Yeah.
We all have a past, yeah?
Who hasn't stole cake from a child?
He shouldn't have
And
been
you
out
know,
at that time of day anyway.
we have all done little bits of piracy here and there. We were all young once, right?
I'm so ashamed. Don't look at me.
Well, we can be ashamed. Further on and be rich.
Why not both?
Yeah, I don't think that they're on the same scale.
Just
I'm not about to sit here and lecture Izzy on her past transgressions. It's like Yjekke said, we've all got a past.
She has been
Good
nothing
friend.
but vulnerable whole time I have known.
And I agree. Known the two of you for about a week now, and yeah, there's nothing that I find disturbing.
well, provided we don't encounter a harbour master's office and a source of flame, we should be all right in this here cave.
I don't think, yeah. Even dead, I'm a different person now. I'm really trying.
With that
Even
in mind, last time we tried to go cave like this, we had bad time. Me and Izzy just rushed. It must be careful now. And we have taken quite a thing from big angry tree. Maybe we should have little rest.
in quite a bad way.
Yeah, we were discussing that, and I think we were saying, do we want to do that here, or do we want to cross down to that next little mesa there, or try to get into the cave first? But I believe you said that you saw some of those grung down there.
Oh yes, they all disappear into cave. Looks
Yeah.
like maybe they try hide from us, but we see them and we need go in cave. I think they will fight to defend, unless we can convince otherwise, but will be tough.
Yeah, I think the same thing. So perhaps we do cross this log if that's feasible. Take a rest there, question that baboon, and try to avoid that ogre that I'm sure is coming back.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
Sounds like a plan. Don't try and run this time. I'm scared to see you fall again, Yjekke.
Yeah, that was
Not after that
nasty feel.
unpleasant jump that...
Yeah, not
Safety
one of my
first.
better moves.
See, the trick is to have a lower center of gravity.
It was rock. It gave way beneath my foot, you know?
Those notorious moving rocks.
Oh, when you are a big heavy boy like me, when you stand on edge of cliff, sometimes cliff cannot hold you.
I mean, aren't we always on a big moving rock anyway?
What are you talking about, Fulgur? You
I'm
crazy?
I'm talking about everything. Like where we
Yjekke
are.
stamps his foot.
Exactly.
This rock is not moving. It's very still.
Well, how do you explain, night to day then?
giant flaming orb move through sky.
It's a movement.
No, I think we're the ones that are moving around the heavens.
So this enormous thing, it moves around, and all those tiny things stay still. Yeah, that makes sense.
I can't prove it yet, but I will. Mark my words.
Yeah.
And why can't we feel it?
Because it's too big.
I feel the big thing's bigger normally. If a giant ogre comes crashing towards you, you feel it more
Yeah, but
than a
that is,
tiny monkey.
that is a big ogre crashing on you. You are like the tiny monkey on the big ogre. It's like a flea on dog. Until that flea bites dog, dog's not even going to notice the flea's there.
I can't imagine.
So is Rock
could
the
possibly
flea
be the
or the
case.
dog in this scenario? I am confused.
I'm very confused.
No, dog is the rock, and the flea is Izzy.
Okay, so you have a dog
Name one
made of
dog?
rock, and then you have Izzy, but she is magically a flea, and then she tries to bite Dog Rock, but she cannot because it is rock, and then Dog gets angry and squishes Izzy Flea, and what is
Why am I
moral
on the dog?
of this story?
I wouldn't get on the dog. I'd never get on top of dog. I'd break him.
No, not if you were just tiny flea.
Now I'm confused.
Did you take big bash on your head, Fulgur? You are talking crazy thing.
Well, like I said, I can't prove it, and talking about it like this without any of my notes or instruments is not gonna make me seem any less crazy. So let's stick a pin in it, sit down, have a bit of a breather.
I will pat you on your head.
I will slap your hands away.
Easy,
Like
when
both
you were...
hands raised up, slapping.
Sorry, folks, I need a minute.
Oh. Well... Are we good to carry on? Nattering?
I think maybe we should.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead, like nothing happened. We'll ignore mysterious voice in heads. Smile,
Yeah.
carry on.
Maybe I wasn't the only one that got that knock on the head. So less about the rock moving and more about Izzy stealing these buns and ransacking taverns. I mean, actually, come to think of it, I met you guys not that long ago, but I don't know much about you, and it seems like you two have a history.
Oh, we have
Everyone has a history.
Well, not a history, but you two have known each other far longer than I've known you.
Yeah, we have been on the road a little bit of time, you know. Usually when people hire mercenary, they're not just one. And we make a good team. So we stick together a little while, but...
Big, burly. Both can outdrink pretty much everyone else in a tavern.
Damn,
Pretty
great.
much the first things you look for in any band of mercenaries you want to hire.
I like my drink as well. Maybe the next time we actually get to spend some time in a tavern and not have somewhere to go, we just see who can drink whom under the table.
None of your trickery again.
I don't know what you're talking about, Izzy.
Easy. While you were inside Angry Tree, did you see anything interesting? Like maybe treasure? No?
No, it had its branches over my eyes. I couldn't see anything. It had its branches, it felt like inside my head.
Well, that sounds very uncomfortable.
It's not something I want to repeat. I don't recommend it.
I don't think you and nature get along very well, does he? First the frogs, now the tree.
I'm starting to think that everything just wants to kill me.
Yeah, this is fair woods, you know? Everything's a little bit crazy.
Scared to even touch that log bridge, to be honest.
They do say don't
In
mess
case it
with the
stands
fire.
up and crushes me over the head.
Dog ran across it not that long ago. I think it's okay.
Yeah, it seemed fine. Dog, you are fine, yes?
That
Dog
last
fine.
tree didn't seem too fussed about the dog either.
Hmm.
Starting to get
Yeah.
a complex, guys.
Here, why don't you pet the dog? It will make you feel better.
Pet's dog.
Dog
I do
enjoys
feel
being
slightly
petted.
better. Break off a little bit of rations for him.
Have some inspiration
good
for
dog.
petting the dog.
Slobbers all over your hand.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll crouch down and let him roll over and get some belly rubs. Try and make him do that back paw scratching thin air thing when you tickle their flank.
It's kind of dangerous though, because he's like a big mastiff dog. So when his leg really starts going, like you don't want to get in the way of that.
I'm armor plated and like 4 inches thick at my thinnest points.
That's fair.
He's not gonna touch me. He's a big hairy baby.
It's like the sound of like a snare roll as his foot just like hits against just like plate mail.
Be careful doing that. We don't want to attract anything else to our presence.
Yeah, I think they know we are here. Time for
Okay.
stealth has long gone.
The screaming and the shouting tree and the singing and all the fighting.
But now we've settled down. We don't need to have another upstart.
I suppose you are right.
I do. Okay. Stop petting the.
So,
While you've been talking,
we will
you would
maybe
have
take
heard
watches
sound-
while we rest, or...
Well, how long are we gonna rest?
Well, I definitely need a breather. I have taken big slap around head.
While
Guys.
you've been talking, you would have heard
Not
the
really got
sound
much
of
left in
stone-
me either. Certainly not much for more fighting.
That's fine. While you've been waiting, you would have heard the sound of the undead returning.
Oh,
I was just about to ask too.
yeah, this is not ideal.
Yeah, why don't we cross this log, try to get away from them, try to be quiet.
Keep
Maybe
close
we
to the
can
ground
avoid 'em.
and out of sight as best we can.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So, just so we're aware, our plan is to leave the only known escape route from the cave we're going into, surrounded by a horde of skeletons and an undead zombie. Okay.
Well, you want to fight them right now?
Oh, not particularly. She'll hop up and scamper across the log with no problem. Down on the other end.
Does this log look slippery as well, or is this one drier?
It's the same as the other. It's slippy from decomposition as opposed to slippery from rain.
That's the worst kind of slippy.
They could just break out from underneath of you too. I'm gonna do my like 4-legged cross again. I'm not gonna take any chances.
Alright. Dog will follow.
Does Dog make it, or do you want me to roll for it?
Dog makes it. I'm happy just to
Alright.
give it to you this time.
Alright, Yjekke's gonna He's gonna opt for the safe option this time. He took a nasty fall. He doesn't want to repeat the process.
And then Izzy.
I'm also going to four-limbed. Easy does it across.
Okay. That puts you on a small island raised maybe 6, maybe 8 feet off the ground. And then from where you are, you can see the grung have definitely disappeared into a man-sized cave mouth.
Okay.
You want to take that rest here? Just sit for a spell?
Yeah, I think if we take a little rest here, lay low, hopefully undead not spot us, then if we want, we can go back and deal with them when we are a little fresher.
How does the baboon's disposition seem, the one up in this tree?
Still picking nuts, putting them into a pile.
This one seems as intelligent as the previous one that we kind of interacted with.
Yes.
You'll say there's something about these monkeys.
Yeah. They are very strange, but so far, not problem. And we only need get in hole. We need not fight monkeys, you know?
Well, I don't want to fight the monkey. I'm still not convinced it's a monkey.
I mean,
Neither am
it
I,
looks
but
like a monkey.
he's doing a very good impression.
Either way,
How long?
I am taking a break. Yjekke plonks himself down on the floor.
How long are we going to rest for?
Well,
Sure.
Yekke's taking a short rest right now.
Was that about 60 minutes?
About an hour.
Yeah, I think I'm still feeling pretty good, so I'm gonna skirt around everyone and just kind of sit on the edge, kind of nestled next to the bush, and just keep an eye out for the undead and the grung, see if they resurface.
Okay. Give me perception check, please.
13.
13, you'd notice it. Hung by the cave mouth, tangled in some briars, is a flare of yellow fabric with a black circle in the middle of it. Little bit far away to make out what the actual pattern is, but it looks to be a ship.
Okay. I'll I guess Thea's the closest one. Thea, do you see that bit of cloth down there? Do you recognize those colors, or can't quite make out the shape?
The only thing that comes to mind is that yellow was the insignia of the Blackfield mercenary adventurers. Maybe we're in the right place.
That could be. I'll have to take a closer look when we get down there.
What? You think someone sailed a ship up here?
No, Yjekke. I think we're hot on the heels of our little merry band of friends that have gotten here before us.
Oh, of course. Right, yeah, I almost forgot about those Blackfield guys.
Makes
You think the grungs eaten them? Do grungs eat people?
I don't know much about the grung. Maybe we should ask that ranger a little bit more. What was it, the gray cloak? Should have talked to him a bit more about those grung.
Yeah, it's the
Well, he
great
said
cloaks
they-
in this area. Yeah,
What was that, sir?
the grey cloaks are the rangers for this area. So we're probably a little bit far from the road now to be in their lands. But matter what, talking to them at least.
Well, we did speak with them before we leave town. They tell us about grungs, but they did not mention whether they eat people or not.
Well, now we should avoid them if we can. And obviously we can't.
No, we need to go through grungs. Or at least ask them to move politely while we go past. Which they maybe will do. We have not killed any grung yet.
I took a swing at one, but I did miss.
Yeah, it's just friendly greeting.
Oh. I don't speak their language. Do any of you have a way to solve that problem?
Do you know what their language is?
I imagine they
Is it
speak
Orcish?
Grung.
Is that the
Although-
language?
different word for it.
Okay. Well, talking and gargling. They mostly use gestures to infer what we did? I don't know.
Well, croakling and gargling noises does sound a bit like Orcish, so
Yjekke pats Izzy on the back. Izzy is our star negotiator. She is one who will convince Grong to move. Easy. I will just stand behind her and look imposing,
Really? I
Yeah.
guess I could try and talk to them. I'm not
You
good
like
at croaking.
everyone. They will not like me. They will see me and be like, "Oh no, scary big angry orc man." Oh. Whereas you, they will be like, "Oh, beautiful elf princess wants to come and marry our leader, huh?" And while they're distracted, you can convince them to not eat us.
But that's if they even eat people like us.
Well, on the
That-
assumption that they may eat us, we will definitely like to avoid that.
I'm
Maybe
gonna
don't bring it up at all,
I'm gonna turn back to this baboon.
Hey,
But I
I'm right
can't
here.
speak their language.
Yeah, but I'm getting its attention. I'm snapping my fingers. I'm like, hey, monkey,
he's looking at you.
do the grung. And I do like a little hop and point at the cave. Eat people. And do like mouth fingers on like in Izzy and Yekke's direction.
Gonna offer you a nut.
Yeah,
Okay.
He
Okay.
likes you.
Yeah, I'll come over and take the nut.
Gives you the nut, goes back to picking his nuts.
I feel like I'm the trained monkey.
I think he likes you though. He's a good
Yeah.
start.
I will attempt to eat the pine nut just raw.
It's about time we had some local allies, Someone really in the position of power.
They're okay. They're a bit earthy, but they're
Yeah,
it's
this would have
pleasantly
been better.
crunchy.
Yeah, would have been better toasted, but I got mine.
Okay. So are we off into the cave?
Yeah, I think it's time we go and investigate cave.
Yeah, I think be careful. Be careful stepping on this ground. Don't forget when we find that ogre that it looked like a big masses of skeletons kind of surfaced out of it.
Oh yes,
We don't
maybe.
know if that was the only one. This whole area might be a mass grave, and its step could trigger something.
Do you want to maybe go back and deal with undead before we go in cave?
Maybe an idea while we have the high ground advantage.
The sneaky one did mention good points, if we have to leave in hurry, we don't want to run straight into a big fat stinking corpse. Murderous corpse.
I mean, I could turn the undead again if we want to try to do what we did. That
Well,
risk gave me, the pep in my step that I needed.
I mean, I think we can take them, sure, between us. It's
Yeah,
but
if
then we maybe will need to rest again before we go in cave, It depends.
Well, it looked like it hurt its legs pretty bad with that first fall. So maybe it won't even be able to climb up to us. We can just take it from up here.
Yeah. Maybe I can shoot it through its pea-sized brain. I'm good shot. It will not be so hard.
I've got faith you can pull that one off, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna kill the ogre thing?
I think that's the plan.
All right, well, let's go kill the ogre, but we'll probably have to fight those skeletons too.
They didn't look so tough.
I'm just saying, it's more than one thing that we're going to be contending against.
Yes, but trick with big crowd like that with those skeletons. You must keep them away. Just stay back away from them, and just keep throwing stuff at them. They are not so tough. You just knock them out so easy. You just need to keep going.
All right, well, let's do this quick. Let's do it quick before that free thing comes back too, because I'm still not convinced that that's fully gone as well. And we're going to be going right back to its lair.
Yeah, this is good point. It looked pretty dead. Can we see the corpse of the tree? Or
yeah, the husk of the tree that was inhabited is no longer moving.
Yeah, I saw some kind of green mist escape from that tree when it burnt, so it might be relocating. It might be infecting some other tree. I mean, it could be the tree that we're right next to. I don't know. I didn't see where it went.
Well, surely it would have tried to eat easy if it was, right?
Good point.
Seemed pretty set on that.
Yeah, well, it kept talking about your ex, didn't it? I think it has problem with X. I mean, I suppose if I was 3, I would hate X too. I mean, cannot blame him really.
Maybe we should query the Fae about this axe the next chance we get. We didn't learn enough about it seems.
Yeah.
I think we should maybe not mention to Fae that we burned big living tree in their forest. I think they will not like.
Well, it was self-defense.
Well, yes, I'm sure they will see it that way, because as we all know, Fae are so reasonable.
The ones we did speak to were pretty reasonable, to be fair.
Yeah, while they were robbing us, sure.
You
I
guys,
called it taxes.
yeah, you touched the gold, so that's on you.
It was left in tree stump.
We asked first.
Anyway, bickering aside, are we doing this?
Yes, let's slay some undead like proper hero man. And lady. Sorry, I keep forgetting you are there. You're so sneaky.
I try to stay as quiet as necessary. You can learn more when other people talk.
Do you little ones want to go first?
All right. Dash to the other end and then hide. Crouch down in the bushes, with a branch in front of her face.
Are you calling me a little one, is he?
Yeah.
What would you prefer?
I would prefer Fulgur.
It was a collective term.
Yeah, I'm gonna pet dog real quick and just say, when those skeletons show up, dog, don't be salivating over a bone right yet. Wait until it's not moving. Just pat him on the snout.
I can have a chew whilst they're still going.
And then I'll do my baby crawl across
Right.
the logs again.
We'll get everybody over here, and I'll ask you to roll initiative.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe the fastest we've ever gotten to combat.
I did it. Go me. Oh, but I rolled the same number. Go me.
Hey, I rolled relatively high for once.
Good.
What's the play then, Fulgur?
Okay, Fulgur. So as you move forward and look down under the edge, you can see the ogre has started back lulling along its path, and the skeletons haven't sank back into the ground. They're huddled around a group of maybe 10 of them, all stuck up together, holding like very battered spears and barely existent shields. If they were soldiers, you'd call it a phalanx, but they're so corroded and their equipment is so damaged that now it's just a horde. But there's some memory of discipline among them.
Well, those skitterballs are still down there.
Looking at them, by the way, do they look like human-sized skeletons or dwarf-sized skeletons?
Human-sized skeleton.
Do they look like they could climb up here
Yes.
from down there? Excellent. Well, I've got no range, so if you guys want to draw them up.
What, don't you have any more of your javelins?
I do, but
Yeah.
only 5, and we've got that whole cave to take on.
Yeah, it's probably not going to do too much against the bones either.
No, piercing might not be the way to go on this, but I can fire a shot at the ogre, make everything angry, and have them move this way if you want.
Yeah, that is plan. Spread out. Keep drawing them in different directions.
Right, Fulgur, unless you've got something else planned, I can notch an arrow and take a shot from here.
Sorry, I'm first-time cleric. I'm trying to see if, because I used up a lot of my spell slots with that fight, but I've gotten anything back for the short rest.
Got a Sacred Flame cantrip?
A Sacred Flame is a cantrip.
You get your spell slots back on a long rest. You do have you do have a channel divinity that you can use to get a spell slot back.
Yeah, I was just looking at that, and I thought that might have been the only thing. Okay, I will come up my full movement, and I think Sacred Flame is 60 feet.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and I will take up my holy symbol and cast a Sacred Flame at the zombie. It's just in range.
Sacred Flame is a dex check, isn't it?
Yes, sir. DC 12, dex.
Well, that hits. So you can go ahead and roll your damage as the flame sort of whips up, starting to burn away the fatty tissue on the outside of the creature. Makes a good blow, and you can see its wounds from earlier have not healed. Yjekke.
All right. Seeing Fulgur march forward and summon fire from thin air, Yjekke is emboldened. He's going to take off this way, get a good angle on this thing, and he's going to shoot at the ogre as well. Drawing his longbow. At advantage because of the height. 26 for 10 damage.
Oh, it's a good blow as you hit the creature in the neck. It turns and howls at you, starts beating its chest and trudging towards you. The skeletal swarm are going to ante their way up the hill, but it costs them all of their movement as they stand up, raising their shields and tilting their spears towards you, advancing one step at a time in unison. Dog.
Dog is going to see this giant pile of bones, and you see his eyes just widen with glee as he charges forward and goes to take a piece out of it.
Over Dog's shoulder as he's attacking, an arrow whizzes by, but the arc is too high. It sticks in the ground behind the ogre zombie. Roll your attack for Dog, please.
Yep, it's an 18 for 6 piercing damage.
The 18 hits. It's not enough to rupture through anything because of the piercing, and because the makeup of the soldiers, while it does try to knock one down, the skeleton that is falling prone is just held back up by the mass of muscle that's moving forward.
I figured it wouldn't work.
Izzy.
I am coming in for these skeletons.
Yep.
And I'm going on a horizontal slice to just try and decapitate as many of them as possible.
That didn't roll.
Yeah, I'm going to character sheet instead. That was right. Oh, nope, that was wrong. That one. One-handed. That's not going to be very good either.
7 is too low. It's blocked by one of the creature's shields. Kind of turns and points a spear towards you. The phalanx starting to part a little. The ogre zombie hobbles forward and it spends its attack knocking a tree down so that it can climb up onto the edge. It looks like its movement has been slowed by the earlier fall. Fulgur.
I'm going to pick up my holy symbol, and I'm going to channel divinity, the radiance of the dawn.
Okay.
So, as I pick it up, within 30 feet of me is just this shimmering, like, daylight that's dispelling any of the darkness that's starting to creep in, because I think it's starting to get a little bit late.
Yep.
And any hostile creature within 30 feet of me has to make a con save. Or take 2d10 plus my cleric level.
Does. Go ahead and roll your dice.
Sure, let me do that.
The bright light burns off, burning away the very bones of some of the skeletons, and 3 of them fall.
And it should hit the ogre zombie too.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. So let's just run a save for him.
And it's half on a save.
Yeah, so he takes 9, but that's radiant damage, right?
Yep.
Yep, radiant is extra to undead. Yeah, he's almost gone. Yjekke, you think you could get a killing blow in on the skeleton and on the ogre zombie now?
Yeah. Seeing it sort of basically go up in flames, and its arms all waving around, it's just pushed this tree over, it's howling in undead pain or whatever they feel instead of pain. Yjekke's gonna see his opportunity. He's gonna take aim at the creature's eye. He's aiming for that brain shot he called at the start of combat. It's a 24 for 11.
That is enough. You go in, you destroy whatever is inside the creature's cranium. It slumps forward onto the tree that it's knocked down, twitching but not moving. The swarm turns its attention to Izzy reaching out with those long spears. It finds a way through your armor, dealing 13 piercing damage as they dig into your skin. Oh wait, you have 21 AC because you're concentrating on Shield of Fate.
Shield of Fate,
right?
still, yep.
Does that last an hour?
10 minutes. It was on for the tree. So, oh no, that should be off. Yep.
Yeah, so then the 20 does hit and you take the 13.
Mm-hmm.
That ends the swarm's movement as they kind of move back and they close in to seal the gap that was exposed by the 3 that were just destroyed.
Dog is going to grab one of the legs and try and take it for his dinner. It's a 9 though.
No, 9 is too low. He gets the end of a shield, pulling the arm down just a little. As Thea steps forward, she looses an arrow from her short bow, which flies through the air, embedding harmlessly into the shield of one of the creatures. Izzy.
I'm going to try another swing of the axe, hopefully a bit more successfully.
That's good. You get through, you find some bone and some purchase, and that takes one more of the creatures down. The herd has been thinned by almost half its numbers. Fulgur.
Yep, I will come. Actually, can I go through these trees?
Yeah. You can get through.
Come around to the back, and I'll swing at it with my hammer, using the blunt side.
At advantage.
Yeah, am I? Oh no, we're not doing flanking.
Can't flank.
Are we not?
Every game now, every game.
Sorry, I keep forgetting. I'm so used to it being a rule.
11?
No, 11 is just not enough to get through, so you hit. But it seems the creature in front of you is wearing the remains of padded armor, and it's just not enough to stop most of the ferocity of your blow.
Get in here, Yjekke.
Alright. Yjekke's going to move round so he can get a nice clear line of sight in, and he's going to try and pick off one of these pesky skeletons. Normal roll. That's a 25 for 9. And then, you know what? He's going to action surge and take another shot. It's 17 for 11.
For 2
But it's
shots,
piercing,
take out
so I'm
2
guessing.
skeletons. There's only 1 remaining.
Finish them off.
It's going to take its chance to swing at Izzy, who's directly in front of it, though a 13 is too low and it's not able to get through.
Oh. I was going to say dog uses its thing to give it disadvantage.
Yep. And then Doug.
And then Dog's going to try and pounce on the remaining skeleton, just like... No, it totally fails to pounce on the remaining skeleton.
That misses, opening up Dog for opening up a vulnerability in Dog's defense as Tia steps in, dropping her short sword, dropping her short bow, drawing her short sword to attack. Just manages to get through the creature's defense, and with a stealthy blow straight to the pelvis, destroys the last creature. Clattering to the ground, you find an array of 10 ancient spears. Though crumbling handles, the blades are still sharp.
Yeah, well, these aren't much good for me, but I don't know, Izzy, maybe you could take the blades and stick them on new sticks and you could get some more javelins if you had some time.
Then I'd have to carry a huge number of javelins around.
Well, yeah, I suppose. You're not much one for throwing anyway. It's fine. It is just thought. But we have dealt with these. We are all still alive. Izzy, you are all right? I saw you got stuck a couple of times there.
I could use a bit of might cast lay on hands on myself and just shimmer some health from my hands, smooth down any rumpled bit of under armor, and I'm gonna give myself the whole 15 points.
Okay. Then we move forward from this point.
Well, we could, although it occurs to me, we have been fighting pretty hard all day, the area around here is now safe, all Grana in the cave. We could set up a camp and, maybe regain our strength properly and make sure Grana not leaving the cave and we basically have them under siege now. We have the advantage. We can take our time a little.
Time of day is it now?
Heading towards dusk.
I mean, if you feel comfortable sleeping exposed.
I mean, we can rest on high ground, we will not be so in danger.
Yeah, I do not recommend that we camp out if we are camping out on, the sub-layer. But even being up here where we have a view, we're still exposed to the elements and whatever night creatures that we haven't even seen yet.
Maybe we want to go backtrack a little. We're not going to go into the cave right now. Find some safer place to stay than the one that we know has skeletons erupting from it?
Yeah, you could maybe have point, but I maybe don't want to let Grung, out to set ambushes and traps,
Well, if we backtrack too much, we run the risk of running into that column of ants, too.
Yeah, and that weird-looking lake made me very uneasy.
Yeah, I did not like that water. And I'm not too sure how easy it would be for us to climb all the way back up there. I mean, Yjekke already fell once, and that was going down.
Yeah. I think maybe we can backtrack up to high ground up there. He's pointing up that way, where we just came from. And then if we camp there, we can still see if Grung tried to make a break for it, and we can see if anything try and sneak up on us, and nothing can get to us too easy, so it seems pretty safe.
How do we make those jumps back, but going upwards, though? Well, particularly those of us with shorter legs.
I can leave you with a rope and make those jumps up.
You are not staying?
Oh, well, more I meant I could tie the rope around one of you and tie the rope around my waist, and then I'll climb, tie it to something.
Oh, I see.
You climb across, and then I'll do the next one with the 3 gaps.
Yeah, this is a good plan. You are obviously pro at this.
Well, second story work is in my nature.
All right then. Well, you lead the way,
Right.
and we will follow.
Over the course of a couple of minutes, we'll get you over to here. Skeletons didn't follow.
Would any of their blades look like they had resale value before we leave their little pile behind? Entirely.
No more than a standard blade would, so a couple of silver pieces.
I also wanted to look at their shields and armor, see if there was anything left of any kind of insignia or something to maybe explain who they served or what they were a part of.
Okay, give me either a history check or a medicine check.
That's
Right, so I'll give you the choice. If you're taking some time to do this, you can do one at advantage, or you can do both normal.
I'll do both normal. I think that's more fun. Okay, so history is a 12.
And the medicine?
And medicine is a 6.
Okay, the 6 would give you that they were elves rather than humans. The rib cage is different. The skull is more elongated. It's fairly obvious things that you would make out. The history, it's very faded, but it looks like they were bearing the sigil of a guy named Cartax. Oh, wait, that might be wrong. Let me check my notes, guys. Sorry. A wizard Caraptus.
Could you spell that?
Caraptus. K-E-R.
Okay.
This way. K-E-R-A-P-T-U-S.
Okay. Yep, I got it right.
Caraptus. And what you would know about Caraptus is that 1,300 years ago in this part of the world, there was a rebellion. He had become essentially king, but eventually he was taking too much in taxation, too much in the way of sacrifice, and after he asked for 1/3 of all the children born to be sent to him, the people rose up in a rebellion and supposedly he was destroyed. You're from this part of the lands. You're a dwarf. Dwarves live a long time. You'd know that story.
Yeah, I've heard the fairy tales about Caraptus, but I never believed that he actually existed.
Yeah, why would they make up stories like this? Maybe to scare children, yes, but look, dead actually walk the surface of the world, so why you need to make up stories to scare children? World is terrifying and dangerous.
Keep them out
I
of the
don't
forest.
disagree. Yeah, you always hear stories about, the Boogeyman or the Baba Yaga or something.
Yeah, dangerous, credible threats to our safety.
It's not stories about Baba Yaga. She's very real.
Well, I've only heard the stories, but I've never seen her, and I don't want to.
No, let's hope we don't cross her path. And she'll make a symbol over her chest that, as a cleric, you'd recognize as a prayer to Loki.
You're a bit of a trickster.
Yeah, I tend to put my luck in with the ones who have had the most luck. And Tamora never listens. Hope you did.
It's easy to have good luck when you make it yourself.
Well, that's the lessons we learn. Now, we're going to have to set up a watch for the night, and I have a problem that I don't believe you three are going to have. I can't see in the dark.
Okay. Well, we can take watches between three of us who can see in the dark. Is 3 watch. We'll see through night, and we'll all get good rest. It will be fine.
If you wake me up at dawn light, I don't mind taking the dawn till breakfast watch, and I can cook something up.
Well, I'll take that offer.
I think that's fair.
Sounds good.
Okay. So, settle down. Obviously, to take a long rest, heavy and medium armor would have to be removed. But you can long rest, spell slots back. Go on. If you don't remove your heavy armor, you get the hit die, but not everything else from a long rest.
I'll take it off.
Yeah.
Yep, I'll take mine off.
Same.
Maybe we should look into getting you some padded pajamas. So at least you can sleep in furs overnight. Have some defense for whatever crawls up on you in the night.
Also, I am always rolling out of bed during dreams.
I got a blanket coming my way once we get back into Honeywell.
Dude, you signed on with Carmela. She is a good crocheter. Fast with her hands.
Man, she had me at doily.
Alright, 3 perception checks, please.
Alright.
And whatever order you roll them in, or whatever order you're doing, watch it. 11, fine.
19.
19 is fine.
13
is fine. You notice nothing more unusual than the return of the palm oil smell to the air, though nothing moves during the evening. The night is passed. The breakfast is fed. It appears that Thea has gone a little ways away during her watch and returned with some bird eggs to make omelets.
Delicious.
Alright, good thinking.
Yeah, they would have, again, like when she comes back with the eggs at the end of her watch, I'm still awake or already awake, finishing up my prayers, because I like to do it at dawn.
As Yjekke sort of walks over, chomping on his breakfast, he's going to sort of mention, hey, Did you notice during night? I think that strange smell comes back. I'm worried maybe angry tree has regenerated. Maybe I think we should go other way around.
Yeah, I smell it too. Is it coming from the same direction as before?
It's hard to tell without moving, but
Yeah, without moving, it's hard to pin down. But it's in the area. It's not as strong as it was before, but it's definitely prevalent enough that you're smelling it over the food.
definitely don't want to fight him again. I think if we go other way around though, we can avoid. We just must be careful climbing down cliff. But
Well,
we can go straight from here.
do you still have a rope set up here? Because Izzy climbed down to collect javelins after the ant fight.
I collected that.
Well, let's tie two together, go straight down off this cliff, and it gives us a way back up if we have to come out in a hurry.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
You had some pitons, right? Do you have any more of them? We'll stick one in the rock here. That way, even if the tree comes alive, the rope's not going to move.
I've got some.
Okay, so take a piton out of your armor. You'll whack it in the hole and then basically abseil down this bit of cliff.
All right. Yjekke's gonna get into his armor while everyone else is climbing.
I'm armoring up as well.
Okay, so sort of 10 minutes go by and you find yourselves stood collectively at this kind of man-sized hole in the side of the cliff that curls down, winds around the bend. Want to go ahead? Or
I think it's time to see what the darkness holds for us.
Just let me know if you want me to light up the darkness a little bit.
you could light my sword, and then I can put it into its scabbard as we need the darkness to hide in. That could be useful.
It's a good idea.
It's not a bad idea.
You do the honors, Fulgur.
Does she want me to light up her
So
sword?
she'll hold her sword out to you, and it's got some runes carved down the length of the blade. It's just a sign to Loki.
Yeah, I will reach into my component pouch and take out some of that. That thing is like an iridescent lichen or whatever it is that I have to use, or moss, and I'll kind of rub it into the runes. And as I do, it'll just kind of start glowing of reddish glow. So this way we'll be able to see, but it won't hurt our eyes too much.
That's a very good idea.
Better consider.
It is a very good idea. Neat trick. I'll have to get you to teach me that at some point.
It'll be my pleasure.
The hole descends down for maybe 20 feet of very loose slail before you end up on a more solid surface. Plants are growing here from small bits of light that are piercing the top, and you can hear the sound of crashing water that fills the cave mouth and blocks out anything else that you'd hear that wasn't shouted to you. How do you want to proceed?
Does it look like there's any... It's just a narrow passage opening up into a bigger area. There's no high ground above us or anything.
No, you're at the highest point.
All right, I guess... Oh.
I wanted to take a closer look at that bit of fabric that was outside the mouth before we came in.
It's definitely a Blackfield insignia. It looks like it's been a bit of ripped cloak. It's like the bramble has caught hold of it and it's torn along a seam. You've been left with 3/4 of the ship's insignia, which is black ink on a yellow background. It smells heavily of turmeric.
Our friends have definitely been here before.
Yeah, and from smell of it, maybe they have come from Spicegate.
Could be.
They used that yellow spice to dye clothes.
Yeah, cunning, I suppose. Yjekke's going to take the cloak, if from you, if possible, and basically sort of hold it out to Dog. You know, to sort of get the scent kind of thing.
He will. You'll have him do a perception check. I believe he gets advantage on perception checks related to smell.
Yes, he does. And he got a nat 20 anyway, so 23.
Yeah, so... Alright, this hasn't come up before. Is Dog trained as a pointer, or is he going to go bolting after the scent?
I mean, he's not especially trained. They just have a bond.
Okay.
But,
so
you know, he's not stupid.
He's going to push down to the end of the light and start kind of doing the thing where he looks back waiting for you to follow. He's smart enough not to go past the light.
Yeah. All right. Yjekke's going to follow him.
Okay. You comes up, it winds down. The red light disappears and the world plunges into shades of grey, but you can see some grung hopping around the river that is flowing through the cavern you're now in.
Does it look like they're aware of us yet?
No.
Okay, I'm going to sort of, grab Dog's collar and just sort of like, pull him back into the cover of this kind of cliff and, press myself back and just kind of like look back at the others, kind of make like a, a motion, like,
so you're gonna,
I don't know, like a little bouncy grung motion.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Are you gonna try hide where you are?
Yeah, for now.
So give me a stealth check.
Do disadvantage at chainmail.
Yeah, chainmail disadvantage.
7.
Okay. The grung do notice you, and they kind of move off into the darkness. As they do, you hear the clank of chainmail as one of them is moving.
Oh. These ones, they are armed. I hear armor.
No one can hear you whispering.
Oh yeah. I'm talking to Dog. Dog, they have armor. These are not simple beasts.
Thea is going to do the same thing. She's going to come up behind you and she'll sheath her sword for the moment as she moves forward, and she's kind of sneak down quite quiet. Roll hers. It's 16. Okay. Fulgur, then Izzy.
Yeah.
The order you're on the map.
Yeah, but I'm gonna just come down, just tiptoeing. I saw Yjekke kind of halt and step back, so I'm being quiet.
Okay.
Want me to do stealth as well?
If you want to be sneaky, I need a stealth roll.
Yep. Scale mail isn't disadvantaged, I don't think.
I don't think so.
19.
Scale mail is disadvantage on stealth.
It is. Oh,
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. Let me roll it again. 6.
You're pretty far away. No, you're coming. Okay, Izzy.
I am also going to follow, trying to be any stealthier.
I
than these
thought I was really
guys.
quiet.
I have chainmail. Presumably that's
Chainmail is
disadvantage.
disadvantage. Pretty
Good
much all
news.
heavy armor is disadvantage.
Right.
I think Mithril?
Ooh.
Yeah, no, so Fulgur, you thought you were quiet, you definitely know Izzy wasn't quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yjekke, back to you.
Okay, seeing them sort of scurry off, he's gonna be like, they've definitely seen us. They can hear me now, right? They're close enough.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. No, you're not
They've
listening.
definitely seen us. But it looks like they are moving back to some sort of defensive position, maybe. Yjekke's gonna sort of pull out his bow and move forwards. But he's not going to take a shot at any of them yet. He's just sort of he'll move forward and he'll ready his action to shoot at anything that attacks them or makes them.
Okay, so as you come around, the green grung looks at you and puts his hands up in the air, and you can hear the tone is pleading, but the words are garbled and they're coming out of a mouth that isn't made for that kind of sound. And it's like me with an Irish accent attempting to speak Chinese, but you can just on the edge of it hear common, but it's not clear enough to be able to pick up anything from.
Right. So yeah, the Yjekke sort of he's looking at it. He's got that. So his head's cocked slightly to one side. He's got he's kind of squinting at it, but he's lowering. He's lowering his bow, sort of and not making any especially threatening movements other than being armed and in their home. But yeah, he's just watching them for now. See what the others do.
Okay. Dia's gonna come this way. We'll hide again. Oh yeah, she's fine. Okay. Fulgur.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, so just quickly, the dog would have come up. The dog is now glaring at the yellow grung. It's like, he's giving you that thing that's the smell.
Yeah, I'll use my action to dash forward a little bit more to kind of get close to Yjekke and just observing.
Okay. The red grung is kind of going to hop forward, and you hear that sound of chainmail on stone as it does so, and it looks up at you, and with big round eyes, he gestures to scribbling on his hand. Izzy.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna do the same as Fulgur. Dash as well. I'll probably stop about here. And just also wait to see what develops.
Looks like an intelligent movement.
I have thought maybe Yjekke's
kind of right.
looking at dog and looking at this creature down here, the sort of yellowish one. And he's gonna pull out the sort of scrap of torn cloak, and he's gonna sort of toss it down onto the floor in front of them and just kind of see what their reaction.
The grung will step forward and he'll take it and tuck it into the collar of his armor. That now that he's come closer, you can see is sort of two creature sizes too big. It's baggy and it's loose. It was definitely made for something man-sized, as well as the sword that it would have to wield two-handed. Inspecting it now is no larger than a bastard sword.
I don't know how it's happened, but I have strange feeling these creatures are actually Blackfield mercenaries. Hey, you Blackfield man?
He'll nod his head.
How did they become a frog, man?
Well, how did you become frogman?
He'll put his hand up and wave for you to follow.
Yjekke's gonna look at his companions and kind of give a little sort of shrug, like, "Shall we?"
Why not?
Yeah, I suppose.
All right. This cliff in front of us.
Yeah.
How serious is it?
15 feet, but you can scramble down it.
Yeah, Yjekke's gonna scramble down it. Follow where that guy went.
So the green grung jump out of the way. They disappear back into the water. The red one has moved down this way, blocking the other entrance, and the yellow is waving you over to where you can see a mural of drawings up on the wall.
I can't see exactly where he went. Oh, yeah. I'll cross the river, assuming it's not too deep and going to drown me.
Yeah, okay. So you all get... Is everybody going?
Yeah, I'm gonna follow.
Everybody follows. Here, unsheaths her sword so you can see it in the red light. And the mural in front of you depicts 3 men coming down into the cave. Then there is the encampment of 4 grung who are seen sat around praying. Then 2 more grung emerge. These are a yellow and a red-faced one. And then there are some goblins who have apples. And then there is an image of the 2 grung eating the apples. And then those grung turn back into men, just repeatedly pointing at the wall.
You need apples?
They shake his head.
No.
No, he shakes his
You
head.
eat
Yes.
apples. Oh, right. I see.
Poison apples? They don't want to be grung anymore, do they?
No, I think they need the apples to turn back into men, right? I have this?
He casts minor illusion between his fingers, and it shows this pure white-skinned apple.
I've never
that
seen
doesn't
an apple
look right.
look like that before.
He points back to the wall where there's yellow and a red-faced grung, and then to the 2 men. And then he makes the apple appear again with his little illusion.
And where can we find these apples? Why do you not go and get them?
He brings you to another part of the wall, which has a layout of a temple. It has what is definitively a kobold on one end of it, and on the other, almost an elven figure because of the long ears, but it has an upturned nose and no eyes.
What is that? Is that like undead elf? Like a lich? Maybe?
Terrifying, whatever it is.
I don't like.
So, were you cursed in this temple, and now you need these apples to fix it?
They'll bring you over to one last drawing, and it shows a man with a tattooed face casting a spell of the 2 men, and then in the next image is 2 grung and the man leaving.
Hang on. The man with the tattooed face, why does that ring a bell?
There was a man with covered in tattoos he was told to us in Honeywell when we were discussing the owlbear.
Yeah. The wizard guy who came through the village. You think maybe he's one responsible for this?
It could be.
He'd be likely to have some sort of magical know-how.
But
Who
why
was the
would he
one?
do this thing?
Well,
Were
why
you
did-
fighting over treasure or something?
Is this wizard known to you?
He'll shake his head and then take out a drawing that he's made, and it appears to be the head of a woman on the body of a lion with a pair of long wings down its back.
What is that?
That's a sphinx. I've only ever seen pictures of them.
I've heard of them. I heard that they're like riddles.
Exactly, part of bedtime story. God, ancient treasure for adventurers. Think they were real.
Much like Baba Yaga, eh?
Oh, Baba Yaga is real.
Yeah, and probably so is Sphinx.
Yeah, and
Seems
apparently
that
so is
way.
Caraptus.
Oh,
Is
that's
this
terrifying.
is the Sphinx in the temple?
The Grung shakes his head no, and then points to the picture of the tattooed man leaving.
Did the tattooed man create or conjure the Sphinx?
Shakes his head no, and points to
No, he is going to see Sphinx,
the
right?
eyeless elves.
Okay, so eyeless elves create Sphinx, and tattooed man wants treasure Sphinx is guarding.
Okay, so
Am I close?
he'll point to the tattooed man, and then point to the Sphinx.
Tattooed man is Sphinx. No?
No. Point to the tattooed man, point to the Sphinx, and point to the cave exit.
Tattooed man
He leaves.
went to the Sphinx.
Exit.
Magic man leaves with Sphinx?
He'll shake his head yes.
Oh, okay. Magic man leave with Sphinx, and between them they curse you. And do you know where they go?
Shake his head no.
No, okay. And these apples you need, right? Where do you know where on a map? Can you point? Where are they?
He points to the dark elves, and he points to the goblins.
Oh, goblins have them.
Shake his
Well,
head
we know
yes.
where we can find. We know where we can find goblins.
I'm supposing they're from the encampment that's south of here.
Shake his head yes.
Well, it looks like we got a much longer journey that we weren't expecting to take. We could collect some ears.
And he will point to the dark elves.
Are these elves with the goblins?
He'll shake his head no, but he'll take a rock and hand it to you, and then take a leaf, hand you the leaf, and take the rock, and point to the goblins and the dark elves.
Oh, they are trading like allies.
He'll shake his head.
That's uncommon.
I can see as why big problem for local kings and whatnot. Alliance of troublesome creatures is never popular.
How numerous are these elves? Doc.
Kind of as close approximation as a frog can to a shrug.
How long have you been this way?
Point to a wall with 11 scratch marks down it.
11 days.
Yeah, well, they were not so far ahead of us. It cannot
Yeah.
be that long.
So, if that's lining up as we think it is, they got here and not too long after would succumb to this.
This man and the Sphinx. Did the Sphinx come from inside temple?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you came here with man, and you unlock Sphinx, and then he curse you, and then he go with Sphinx.
Yjekke said no.
Well, no. Man just turn up and get Sphinx and screw you over because you're just nearby.
Yeah, he'll agree.
Okay, well, bad luck, man. But you know what? I don't know, guys. I feel like, maybe we can find some apples and, get a good name with Blackfield Company. They get some good work.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for friendly competition and finding treasure, but I'm not gonna let a man be spending his later years as a frog in a cave.
I mean, it's nice cave, but still, you are right. We should help these men, really. And
They probably have families that would like to see him.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And maybe reward too, eh?
Never know. Could use something like that.
And with that, we will end tonight's session for everybody. We will pick up again this time next week. It's been a pleasure. We will see you all when our adventure continues. Like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell.